Hi guys, and welcome back to Archie Hamilton Racing and to another video where today you join me in my apartment in London. We're about to get things underway. I hope you're all keeping safe in lockdown, etc. and happy Easter to you all. And in today's video, we're going to be talking a lot about my supercars and cars which you might not have even realised that I owned. We're going to be looking back on some of the amazing memories which I've had in these cars that, honestly, when I was looking back on the footage last night, I wanted to share it with you because I thought it was just, some of the memories are just unbelievable. Talk about the monthly costs of all of them, how it was all made possible, and talk to you about one of the common features, and that is, did your dad buy your supercars? It's like, honestly, one of the most common questions I ever get on YouTube, so I thought I would address it. So like I say, there'll be highlights, there'll be all sorts as well. I think we should start from my first car, and I loved it. And this is a Ford Fiesta, a silver Ford Fiesta, got me from A to B, and it was just a good little run around. Really put a lot of miles on it, but in the end, I had a few problems with it. After that, I moved to a Renault Clio, and it was a blue Renault Clio. I remember it very well, and I was sort of doing little odd jobs. I was working in a pub at the time, and I, really enjoyed it. I was 17, I was racing around the world actually, but I still needed to earn a living, so I was working in the local pub and driving from A to B in my Renault Clio, which was really cool. That's because that's one of the one things, people think racing drivers, they got to be driving nice cars, but when you're spending, like, with sponsorship and all that, like hundreds of thousands of pounds to go racing, you're not actually earning a living from it. So yeah, not all racing drivers have nice cars, so I think that's one thing that people just expect a racing driver to have amazing cars. It's usually actually not the fact, not the thing. So yeah, that was racing around the world obviously was my big focus actually when I was 17, racing from a Renault, racing all the different things, and my road car actually wasn't really a thing. I was so, when you're just focused on winning races, you're not focused on your actual road car. So that was that, and then after that I upgraded to an Audi A4, which I loved. It was a really cool car. I was doing some instructing work, that was how when I was 18, 19, I became a racing instructor. So basically, if you're like on an experience day, you've got your partner an experience day like voucher, I would sit next to you and I would take you around the track and I would look after you. That's basically what I was doing on that front, and was able to buy or finance a Audi A4. Unfortunately, that car got written off. I was driven into the back of when I was leaving a racing circuit, and yeah, it was just written off, which is not good. And actually, I'll tell you a brief story. The policeman which was first on the scene, basically someone just drove straight into the back of me at a roundabout, wasn't concentrating. He actually came to one of my races, looked after me at the time, came to one of my races, and I won the next race. So that was actually really cool. He was a really, really nice guy. I'd actually love him to get in touch actually. He was a really, really nice guy. Then we went into a Mercedes C-Class diesel, which again, probably one of the coolest cars I think I've had, because it was actually like, I had black wheels on it, it was white with black wheels, I had like some of my tints on it. I just was like that guy. I thought, like, yeah, no, this is actually like really cool. And it was cool, and amazing on fuel. That's all I thought about when I was going from A to B with at these tracks was, is it good on fuel? One of my big drives racing, lost a load of sponsorship. The instructing work dried up, cleaning cars with my dad's business, which is buying and selling cars. What do you do in terms of racing? There's nothing. And in road car, I was lucky enough to sell the Mercedes and then get an Audi A1. And that's actually when I met the YouTube guys. My Audi A1 was the car that everyone kind of knew. It was a little cream Audi A1 I was driving around, and that's how I met Paul Wallace, See Through Glass, Mr. JWW, Seb Delaney, Shmi 150, and that's when I did the track. That's when I did the track day, etc. with them. It was around about 4 years ago, March. Hello everyone, and first of all, welcome to my first video on my brand new YouTube channel. I will also be showing you an insight into the racing world. So crazy. But at the time I was cleaning cars and I got a phone call from Shmi 150's manager, and he was like, you need to come and instruct the YouTube guys. Red flag conditions. So in the meantime, I've come outside and I'm joined by Seb, Shmi 150's Porsche,
and the Lotus.
My dad doesn't understand YouTube, or he didn't really get it. So he was like, look, if you want to do that, you sort of have a go.
Thank you all so much for watching. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you like it.
One video a week, crack on. And then after starting YouTube, I sort of was really sort of pushing it hard, saved up, did some actual film work, saved up some money, and I got myself an A45 Amg.
And I'm here today to collect the car. So without boring you further, check out what I've decided on. As you can see, I've decided on the Mercedes A45 AMG. It is behind me. It looks absolutely awesome in black. I have the keys. Little cool AMG logo, but let me show you guys the car.
A lot of people will know the A45 AMG, the flagship car from my channel, the one which sort of started it all. And then I decided that I was just gonna ruin every car that I own, basically. And I wrapped it matte blue, which is, I liked it. The exhaust on it when it was blue was flipping amazing. It sounded so good. Love that car back, actually. It's like the car which I loved the most. It was just flipping incredible. And then YouTube got busier and busier and busier, and luckily saved up, and I got a Corvette Grand Sport. That is my car. I mean, wow.
Cause you might end up missing out on life's short little song. She's saying, ooh, you've got one life to live.
It was flipping awesome. It was so different on the road, left-hand drive. It was just looked, you know what? It got the most attention out of any car which I've had. It was just amazing. So to have the A45 and the Corvette, I was like, how the hell has this happened? Because there's a new Corvette out, which you probably would have seen. They're starting to do it in right-hand drive. So I've not ruled that out. Then I gave Dean from Redline actually up a call, because they had an Audi A4, which is up at Redline, needed to replace the car, and yeah, bought an Audi A4 V10 Plus.
Thank you so much for this.
No, you're very welcome.
So cool.
My pleasure.
Do we take the covers off?
Yeah,
How are we doing
why
it?
not?
I've not even seen it in person. I have no idea.
Maybe we should do it like a slow-mo as well.
Yeah.
So tell me, are you ready?
Go on.
Are you ready? Here it is.
Wow.
Do you want to give it a few revs? I'll go around back.
Alright, go.
The Audi A4 was awesome. It was probably like my first proper supercar, really, with a V10. It was just amazing. And obviously these cars were financed. I was putting in pretty big deposits, etc. And they're financed. I didn't have the money to sort of go out and buy them outright. I was like very much going from one to the next and taking my deposit and then going to the next and then paying my monthly payments, which were Corvette and the Audi A4 were roughly about £1,000 a month. And I was just getting by like month to month. The Audi A4 we had amazing times with. I put an exhaust on it. I did loads of stuff. Did a purple chrome wrap, which went down not great, but it was just cool. I like to do things differently. And I loved it. It was such a good car. And then a good offer came in, and that got sold. And it was pink at one point as well. Paul Wallace wrapped it pink. I mean, yeah, not ideal. And that was not staged as well. So that was cool. And then that was, it obviously did get sold in the end, but what a car which joined along the way was a Bmw M2. Some people think this is controversial because it didn't really gel with the M2. I just didn't really gel with it. It sounded good. We put a Quicksilver exhaust on it like we did with the Audi A4, but it didn't really gel with it. And And yeah, didn't have it long. I must have had it 5-6 months and got sold. I think my payments on the M2 are around about £500 a month. But I sold the car pretty much for what I paid for it, I think. It held value really, really well. But it was a cool car, don't get me wrong, it was a really cool car. I just didn't gel with it after coming from an A45 and the loudness and the craziness and it wasn't really, yeah, it wasn't really my thing. But the M2 Comp, I love. Things kind of changed quite rapidly when I sold the Audi R8, and there was a Lamborghini Huracan which was for sale. And originally I was actually going to get a blue Lamborghini Huracan. Which I was like, how the hell am I going to get a Huracan? But Dean was a legend with all of this, and we managed to get the finance. Obviously Magnitude Finance have been helping me with that. So when I was working for my dad, I was getting busier with the YouTube stuff, and he basically said to me, he was like, you're cleaning your car. He said, if you want to go and do YouTube full time, don't ask me for anything. I love your racing, I love all of that, but absolutely not. So YouTube, I've had to build everything from the ground up. And the question to answer it, before we go into the next thing, is did your dad buy your cars? No, I've paid for every single car. It is all, no, basically, to answer your question. And we'll get him in on a video, actually, down the line, and we will get him to explain as well about how passionate he is about my racing and how he loves it. But YouTube-wise, he didn't really understand it. So, no, and he will tell you that no. He's not bought any of my supercars. It has all been myself. It has all been financed, but it has all been me, literally from the ground up. And that, to be honest with you, that makes me proud. He's very excited this year that I'm racing again. More to come. Some of the cars I've been at home, I turned up at home, he's like, where's this one come from? And I'm like, oh, well, let me tell you a story. So yeah, to address those rumours about my dad buying my cars, no. My dad's actually looking to replace his SQ7, so maybe we can do a series on actually having him alongside me, because everyone loved him in the video, and that I did. If you haven't seen it, my dad was alongside me. He's such a legend, and we'll get him. Move on to the Lamborghini Huracan, and that was cool. Lamborghini. Actually awesome. Had like literally picked up all black. Should have just left it like that, but you knowing me, I just decided to ruin it. And I'm just playing with the car. It's so direct into the corners. On the brakes, turning in, feeding the power on, up the gear, rolling the speed in. It's still shining. After all of that, the chrome wrap is still shining away. With that exhaust, it had a Capriccio exhaust. I don't think a lot of people know that, but it actually had a Capriccio exhaust and we didn't even realise. On the mountains, you can hear the engine. That was the exhaust that it had on it. Then after that, I did the body kit on it, and that car was expensive. It was roughly £1,500 or £1,600 a month. It got sold, I lost quite a lot of money. It was a really good car and I actually do miss it. But an offer came in which was very good. We left the body kit on it, etc., the 1016 kit. So what happened then is with the Lamborghini Huracan, Dean called me up and said, I've got an offer for it. We're going to take the offer and we're going to put you in a GT3 RS. You just change the finance over. This ultraviolet GT3 RS is your dream car. This is going on. And I was like, flip it out. So yes, still bought it, financed it.
One. Mate, ta-da! That is actual chaos. Show the car as well, that's chaos! Mate, that is sick! Ultraviolet.
Flipping out. It's so cool. Honestly, the GT3 RS was just the best car ever.
Preps. Oh, the best music!
All of them were my dream cars, like every time. So when people look at my channel, they're like, I thought you said this was your dream car. Well, every single, I didn't realise that I was going to get, I wouldn't even look at a GT3 RS when I owned sort of like the A45 and the Corvette. It was way too out, wasn't going to be a thing. So every car which I've owned on this YouTube journey is like my dream car, because I'm just living my dream, bringing the content, and I love every single video that I make on my channel. Yeah, I'm just so passionate about it, and I love it. Every single day that I get the chance to turn on my camera, film, and when I was just looking back on all these memories, it's like for the last 4 years, even though before with all the racing was such an amazing journey, racing at Le Mans, which is the picture's just there, you can't really see it, to then it's just been the best 4 years ever, and to bring all the content has just been like honestly unbelievable. So I hope these memories you've enjoyed, and obviously without you guys nothing would have been made possible. So thank you for supporting my journey, and I hope you've enjoyed this little throwback kind of video looking back at things like which I've owned, which you might not have even realised. Make sure you hit that subscribe button. That's what I used to do back in the day. Hi guys, welcome back. Welcome back to Untitled Chapter Racing. My intro has always been the same. No, hi guys, welcome back. That was it, isn't it? Hi guys, welcome back. I hope you've enjoyed it, guys. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. There we go, I got it better. I'll see you all very soon.